told that the killing in Iran is stopping, and it's stopped, and it's stopping. And there's no plan for executions or executions. So I've been told that on good authority. We'll find out about it. I'm sure if it happens, we'll all be very upset, including you will be very upset, but that's just gotten to me, some information that the killing has stopped, that the executions have stopped. They're not going to have an execution, which a lot of people were talking about for the last couple of days. Today was going to be the day of execution.
On January 15th, major American media outlets revealed what they claim are the real reasons behind US President Donald Trump's hesitation to authorize military strikes on Iran, shedding new light on the intense diplomatic calculations unfolding behind closed doors. According to reports from Axios and the New York Times, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu personally urged Trump to delay any immediate attack on Iranian targets, citing Israel's need for more time to strengthen its own defensive systems. Sources told Axios that Netanyahu had specifically requested the US president to postpone the attack until Israel could fully prepare its missile defense network and bolster protection for its population centers against potential Iranian retaliation. The same report added that Israeli military advisors expressed concern that targeted US strikes on Iran's military infrastructure may not sufficiently destabilize Tehran's regime, warning such limited actions could instead provoke a broader regional confrontation. Sources cited by Axios said, quote, "Everyone knows the president keeps his finger over the button. The Americans are reassessing now. Eventually, the Iranian regime will go down unless the supreme leader speaks directly to DJT. He doesn't trust that anyone else in their system has the authority to actually negotiate." Unquote. These revelations come as President Trump has noticeably softened his tone toward Iran, following weeks of aggressive rhetoric and explicit threats to intervene over the deadly government crackdown on protesters. On January 14th, Trump told reporters that he had received credible assurances suggesting the Iranian regime was halting its campaign of killings against demonstrators, statements that appeared to signal a pause in Washington's preparations for military action. According to the Times of Israel, Trump's position appeared to shift almost immediately after a phone conversation with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, raising speculation that the discussion influenced his decision to step back from confrontation. The White House later confirmed that the call between the two leaders did take place but declined to provide further details on its substance or timing, citing diplomatic sensitivity and ongoing strategic deliberations. Earlier this week, it had also been speculated that the United States' key Arab allies, including Saudi Arabia and Qatar, were quietly pressuring Trump to hold off on attacking Iran to avoid triggering regional instability. Then, on January 15th, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt addressed those reports, clarifying that while consultations with Arab partners remain ongoing, the president's final decisions will continue to be guided by U.S. national interests and evolving conditions on the ground.
I wanted to get the White House reaction to Iranian state TV broadcasting an implicit threat to the president's life. It was images of the assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania, according to reports, with the message, "This time it will not go wrong."
I have not seen that, to be honest with you, Jackie. We'll take a look, and I'll let the president and his national security team examine that footage to ensure its legitimacy. Again, I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on it. What I will say with respect to Iran is that the president and his team have communicated to the Iranian regime that if the killing continues, there will be grave consequences. And the president received a message, as he revealed to all of you and the whole world yesterday, that the killing and the executions will stop. And the president understands today that 800 executions that were scheduled and supposed to take place yesterday were halted. And so the president and his team are closely monitoring this situation, and all options remain on the table for the president.
Netanyahu encouraged him against strikes.
Look, it's true that the president spoke with Prime Minister Netanyahu, but I would never details about their conversation without giving the expressed approval by the president himself.
Two quick questions on Iran. I wanted to ask first, just if you can say, how close was the president to potentially launching strikes last night, and was it the Gulf states that convinced him not to do that, as some of the region there have said?
Well, look, Kelly, I know there's been a lot of speculation in the media about what the president is going to do at any given moment or any given night. And I would say a lot of these stories, to be honest with you, I've been reading them, and they've been based on anonymous sources who are pretending or guessing to know the president's thinking. The truth is, only President Trump knows what he's going to do, and a very, very small team of advisors are read into his thinking on that. And as I just told you, he continues to closely monitor the situation on the ground in Iran. And as we saw yesterday, he had heard that the killings and executions would stop. And we have seen 800 people, their lives have been spared as a result of that. The president continues to closely monitor, but also keep all of his options on the table.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.